Okay, this lesson is on concepts in tension forces. So let's begin. Tension forces must be accounted for in the use of cables or ropes to apply a force to an object. So anytime you have a rope or a cable attached to an object and it's being pulled, then there's going to be a tension force inside the rope that gets transmitted through the rope. When a force T is applied to the end of a rope or a cable, each particle in the rope in turn applies a force to its neighbor. So here we have a rope that is attached to a box, and we are pulling the rope at one end and applying a tension force T. That tension force gets transmitted to every part of the rope, and it gets transmitted through the rope all the way to the other end of the rope. And therefore, there's a tension force that gets transmitted to the object by the rope. According to Newton's third law, the box applies a reaction force to the rope. The reaction force has the same magnitude at T, but in opposite directions, negative T. The force T is applied at one end of the rope, and the force negative T is transmitted along the rope to the other end. So whenever you have a rope, at one end you're going to have a tension force pulling in one direction. And if the rope is attached to something, that object at the very end of the rope is going to pull on the rope in the opposite direction and apply a force of negative T. So as you can see in this diagram, the worker is pulling down on the cable, and the tension gets transmitted through the pulley to the other side, and on the other side the cable is being pulled up, and so the tension force is positive on this side and it's negative on this side. And we're going to be talking more about pulley systems in the next lesson. In this course, the mass of the rope and cable is not included in any of the calculations and assumed to be zero. Therefore, when a rope is accelerated with the system, the tension force is transmitted undiminished. Recall, according to Newton's third law, the reaction force has the same magnitude at T, but in the opposite direction, negative T. The force T is applied at one end of the rope, and the force negative T is transmitted along the rope to the other end. And that concludes the presentation.